Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Today, on this middle of the week kind of day that we call Wednesday. Hello, Gite. Lovely to see you here. I've missed you. Hello, everyone. Where are you in the world? Guess you're new to this broadcast. I'm based in the south of Spain, in the beautiful, magical city of Granada, near what is called the tropical coast. It's a place filled with a lot of magic because it's a city with a tremendous amount of history. It was under Moorish occupation. That sounded kind of funny. Moorish occupation for nearly 800 years. So it was one of those cities that had this melting pot of these different cultures cohabitating, living next to each other, and getting along. It reminds me of South Africa. It's one of the things that I loved about South Africa, Cape Town. You have all these different cultures: the Malay culture, the different tribes of Africa. And then you have the English, the Afrikaners, the Hottentots, the French, the Dutch, the Portuguese, and they're all living together, all getting along. So that's one of the things I love and like about Granada, that kind of melting pot of cultures and everybody getting together. And so when you walk down the streets of Granada, you see music. Well, you hear music. You see it too, because here you see the music in the form of flamenco dancing, which is really beautiful. And yeah, it's part of the reason I think I chose this city, or the city chose me rather. It's not just the magic, but also I envision living in a place where when people came to visit, they would have plenty of activities to do and things to go visit and explore. So here, in case you're not aware of, is the beautiful Alhambra, is the number one touristic attraction that we have. It's an old military fort palace. It was dilapidated. It was abandoned after after the Moors left and the Spanish monarchy reestablished the town back to their power. And it was ransacked pretty much. A lot of the treasures and priceless pieces of art were taken and stolen. And it was an American writer named George Washington Irving who had heard about the Alhambra. And so he decided to come here and explore these ruins of this old military castle and palace. And then while he was here, he started interviewing some of the locals, some of the people that knew the history and had a lot of the stories that no one had heard of. And then that's when he came up with all the stories of the Knights of Alhambra that ultimately became a collection of essays, were published in a book, made their way around the world. And then suddenly everybody started flocking to the Alhambra. Everybody started coming to the south of Spain to stay, to visit, to camp out at this space that Washington Irving had described in great details. All right, so how are you doing? How's your week going? For some reason, I'm not seeing. I'm not able to see the chat. Today, I decided to try something a little bit new, and I'm trying a different broadcasting platform. Obviously, it's still going through the YouTube live stream, but I'm doing it from inside of Zoom. And even though I'm in the YouTube um, platform, but I can only see one message. All I see is Gita's message. Um, I cannot see the rest of the rest of you guys for some reason. Okay, there you are. Now I can see you. For some reason, it wasn't refreshing. Okay, good. Oh my God, I missed so many messages. Okay. We got Gite, Pernilla, welcome from Sweden, Isabel, in La Crescenda, Cindy, Emily, Mary, lovely to see you here, love. Anjali, Veronica, thank you for the comments you always leave after the broadcast. All right. Yeah, there was kind of a nasty comment. I'm not going to say that one, but that's what happens when we make the decision to make this kind of live broadcast. Hello, Andre. Andre, lovely to see you. Wonderful. Okay. Bernard in the city. All right, beautiful. Okay, good. Well, I hope you heard my little rant about the Alhambra and that it started to getting you excited to hopefully come visit Granada, come visit me one of these days. One of the things I'm going to start doing over the next few weeks is to start looking for a local place, a local venue for the Path of the Heart seminars. Some of you had the opportunity to attend this beautiful weekend experiences. I'm looking for a place within the city so that when people come and from different parts of the world, different parts of Europe, or to participate in the seminar, you can also take a few extra days to go visit the Alhambra and then walk through the city and then get to experience the magic that I have been talking about. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Let's set the intention individually and collectively to come into this heart-centered awareness. This means different things. You notice the heart is in the center of our chest. So the heart-centered awareness I'm referring to is imagining for a moment that your head is dropping from where it normally is and lodging itself in the heart, so that almost as if you're seeing, perceiving your life, your thoughts, your feelings, your sensations, everything from the center of your being, rather than very heady, very intellectual. So imagine for a moment as you sit there that your head begins to melt. Imagine like one of those wax figures that you see in a museum. Imagine your head begins to melt, and it melts here in the area where the heart is. Dropping into the heart, bringing in the focus, bringing the attention to the center of the chest. The heart center awareness means the awareness, the focus point becomes the heart, the core. Core comes from the French word que, which means heart. So the center, come into the center. Heart center awareness also means that we energize this center. So what we do now is we begin to breathe straight into the heart. Imagine that you have a hole about this size, and then you could breathe straight into the heart. Breathing nice and slow, and deep. And as you breathe in and out of the heart, notice if you can feel the heartbeat, the pulsating waves of the gentle, soft lub dub, lub dub, lub dub, lub dub. Allow the breath to be nice and long and deep. Relaxing into this awareness, relaxing into this way of perceiving your reality. Whereas at any given moment during the day, we are rushing forward or leaning backwards. In other words, worried about what's going to happen next or trying to deal with what happened yesterday. Heart center awareness also means we bring the awareness to this timeless reality that is unfolding here and now. Allowing our hearts for the next few moments to bring us into this ever-present moment. It's the only place where God is. As you breathe in and out of the heart, remind yourself with the following mantra to be here and now. Where I am, God is. Where God is, I am. Where I am, God is. Where God is, I am. Where I am, God is. Where God is, I am. Feel the heartbeat. Tune into this heartbeat. The ascended masters of the White Brotherhood teach that within the human heart, there's a tiny little flame, unperceivable to the naked eye, that is approximately 1/16 of an inch. That is our inner flame within the heart. It's what makes the heart beat. Your heart generates the vibrational frequency that gives power to your life. The electromagnetic field around you, within you, that is you. The energy that is powering your heart is the presence of God within you. Feel it, own it, embrace it. And more importantly, appreciate it. To appreciate means to give value. And so for the next few moments, value it. Without that love dub, without that expansion and contraction of the heart, you would not be. Take a moment also to feel appreciation for other things in your life, for the food, the clothing that you have, the shelter, the roof over your head, the job, all the things that more often than not we take for granted. Take a moment to feel into this presence within your heart, to appreciate it, to give thanks for it. And continue to affirm, where I am, God is. Where God is, I am. Where I am, God is. Where God is, I am. In the name of the Father, the Mother, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, I call to the infinite presence in the loving heart of God to seal and surround me and every person who is here participating in this global heart meditation, either live or watching this replay. Surrounding us here and now with the purity in the heart of God, the love, the wisdom, and the power from the universe's center, knowing that where God is, we are. Where we are, God is. Heavenly Father, Universal Mother, living Christ within each and every one of us. Unify our hearts with thy heart, that our hearts may be together in unity as one. Let there be no separation, sense of separation, lack, dis-ease, or anything else keep us from experiencing this connection with thy source of love. Let there be only love and peace, abundance, prosperity, wealth, and all the qualities of the divine present within and all around us, that we may be vehicles of this living God to express itself through and by means of us, as our creativity, as our joy, as our compassion, our kindness, and all the qualities of the divine. I ask on behalf of everyone present here today, dear God, that you unified our hearts, that we may together create an expanded field of divine love, around us, around our friends, our families, and around the entire planet, expanding this crystalline grid around us, that the presence of the Christ consciousness may expand throughout the entire planet, raising the vibrational frequency of every person, animal, plant, sentient being. Where I am, God is. Where God is, I am. Where I am, God is. Where God is, I am. Even when you're feeling the most disconnected, alone, or confused, at that moment, where you are, God is. If you need to see the proof, simply feel your heart. The fact that your heart is beating, the fact that you're here, the fact that you are alive, it's a living proof of the presence of God, the existence of God, the miracle of life. God is the life. There is no place where God is not. In the person that you dislike, God is. In the person that triggers you, God is. In the situations that seem unsurmountable, God is. In the depth of your sadness, pain, and your despair, God is. The expression where I am, God is in essence a reminder to our little human wills or egos that despite how disconnected, alone, or confused we feel, we are never alone. You're always kept in holy company. A tiny 1/16 of an inch flame inside of your heart is that holy company. Sometimes you may be too stubborn to recognize it. Sometimes you might be running away from whatever seems to be scaring you or challenging you. But nonetheless, within you, there is a flame that does not give out, that does not run away, that is not scared. And that is the I am presence shining forth, shining through this flame in the living temple of your heart. Where I am, God is. Where God is, I am. Where I am, God is. Where God is, I am. Take a moment now to take that hand and just rub your heart center area, just gently. There's no need to rub hard, just simply gently massage this area around the heart. Reminding the part of you that sometimes feels scared, disconnected, and confused that it's okay, because where I am, God is. Where God is, I am. Now take a moment and take all your fingers, kind of like an Italian would, and then just gently tap right there in the high heart chakra. Gently tapping. You could also tap with 2 fingers if you want, but at least 2 or more fingers, just gently tap. And what I would like you to do is just to repeat the phrases that I'm about to say, allowing the phrases to speak to the part of you that is listening deeply, welcoming and allowing any thoughts, any feelings, any sensations as you repeat these words. Where I am, God is. Where God is, I am. I am the presence of the living God in me. I am the presence of divine love. I am the presence of divine prosperity. I am the presence of divine creativity. I am the presence of divine wholeness. Love flows from me and returns to me. Abundance flows from me and returns to me. My life is the life of God in the flesh. I am the love of God beating my heart. I am the creativity of God that is my imagination. I am the will of God that is my determination. I am one with the heart of God. The heart of God is one with me. in the name of Jesus the Christ. I now neutralize and dissolve anything and everything keeping me from experiencing my oneness with God. I let go what is false about me. I let go of attachments that no longer serve me. I let go of the fear of the unknown. The fear of not being good enough. I release the feeling of being inadequate. Deep down at a cellular level, choosing to feel worthy. Claiming my divine inheritance as a son or daughter of God. Claiming where God is, I am. Where I am, God is. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of prosperity. I am worthy of richly loving and rewarding relationships. There's nothing I need to do to deserve love. My only job is to align with my inner source of love. That is the presence of God within me. Choosing love instead of fear. Choosing life instead of death. Choosing light instead of darkness. I am the presence of the living Christ within me. I am the presence of God beating my heart. I am God in me. I am God as me. I am the beginning and the end. I am. I am. I am. And so it is. And it is so. Hmm. Now I'm going to invite you to take 3 deep inhales into the heart. Hold your breath for just a few instances. And then we're going to let out a big ah. Ready? Deep inhale into the heart. Ah. And once again, deep inhale. Ah. And one last time, deep inhale. Ah. For the next few moments, continue to hold that heart center awareness, knowing that something profound and very powerful has taken place within you. But even though you may not be able to see it yet, but you can feel it inside. The moment you begin to activate the frequency, the vibration of divine love, you set a very powerful process into motion that you may not be able to see the results right away. You know, the fact that you're feeling different is already an expression of the changes that are at the right time will be seen in the physical reality around you. The inner shift, the inner changes that many of us are waiting to see out in our worlds need to first happen inside of ourselves. And the very first sign that they're on the way to being manifested is that you start to feel different. Your perception changes. What used to scare you doesn't scare you anymore. What you used to resist, you no longer run away from. You begin to find a sense of ease, sense of hope, trust, optimism. You begin to feel abundant before even money begins to show up. You begin to experience a deep sense that it's just a matter of time before whatever you're seeking to manifest shows up in your life. You can almost feel it to the point of hearing it, smelling it, touching it. That is the path of heart center manifestation. It's brought about as a result of an internal shift of awareness that then is manifested or expressed on the outside. How are you feeling? Can you believe it's already been over 40 minutes since we began our process? My goodness, time just flies and you're having fun. Okay, we have come to the end of our time together. So I want to thank you for loving yourself enough to create this dedicated space in the middle of the week to consecrate our hearts together, to offer our hearts to God and individually and together, so that we can become greater vehicles for God's love, light, and all the qualities of the Godhead to flow through and by means of us. Little by little, one heart at a time, one person, one instant, one meditation at a time, we're evolving into a more loving, authentic, and powerful version of ourselves. So thank you. Thank you for being here today. Wherever you are in the world, I wish you a fantastic rest of your week, reminding you to please, please, please be kind, compassionate towards yourself so that you can then offer others the same It all starts with you. Until the next time, know that you're deeply loved. I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye-bye for now.